Good afternoon, everybody. I'm your host, Crystal, and this is another edition of the 9 o'clock Meltdown podcast. And my first Instagram interview ever, I have Holly, owner, creator, and entrepreneur of Moon Boi Designs. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yes, wonderful. And for those who aren't familiar, you are actually across the pond from me. Not in Wisconsin.
Yes, I am.
Not in Wisconsin, but in a completely different country.
Yeah, this is it. I'm from the south of England.
Fabulous, fabulous. Now, Holly, I came across your stuff, well, via Instagram, but also on Facebook. You were on a show that came in and covered up all your tattoos and made you super girly. So that's kind of how I discovered your work and your creativity, which I thought was absolutely amazing. For those who don't know, you were literally covered from the neck down in ink. I've got some ink myself, but mine doesn't go as far as yours does.
Yeah.
But I just thought your aesthetic was so cool, and then I started doing research and started reading about your bio, and you create a clothing line that's a little bit more kind of androgynous than what you would usually think.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I wanted it to be.
Was that just out of wanting to find clothing that fit your aesthetic, or just kind of not seeing that niche being filled?
I just feel like for people who are, well, I'm in the LGBTQ plus community, and I feel that people like me who don't like women's tight-fitted clothing, the only option really is men's. And I don't really like that. I feel like clothing should be unisex, because how can you define like clothing by finding it silly? Like men can wear skirts and they can wear tight clothing. Women can wear baggy clothing and suits if they want. So I just wanted absolutely everything to be unisex.
That's definitely how it comes across. And you've got really cool designs out there. One that I really gravitated to was, I think it was called Fuck Off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you come up with these concepts and designs?
It sounds really silly, but I literally just think of it. So I do all the drawings myself by hand, and then my business partner digitalizes my drawings, and then we agree how to put them on t-shirts and jumpers and stuff together. You literally just think, that would look cool, and then I just draw it. I don't really like taking inspiration from things that I see like online and stuff, because I think I don't want to be an imitation of something else that's already out there.
So you were saying that you kind of come up with concepts, and then your business partner digitizes them for you and puts them on t-shirts for you. So are you really doing this really kind of DIY? I mean, do you go to like a screen printing place and get these things done? I mean, how do you operate?
Yeah, so we have 3 different locations. So because we've done our research all across England, and we get things screen printed, digitally printed, and embroidered in 3 separate places. And then we'll have those delivered to us, and then we put all of our own like hem tags and stuff like that on our designs now, and we print all of our own like our logos and everything on the insides of the shirts. And we should be getting into the manufacturing game, so we can make things slightly more bespoke.
All right, very cool, very cool. Let's jump back a little bit. Now, you had mentioned that you're part of the LGBTQ community, and you kind of just wanted something completely androgynous where it wasn't swinging one way or the other. Now, that's really, really cool. I can't express how awesome that is. Was that, when you really wanted to start on this adventure, was there ever kind of a little bit of doubt? Was there ever kind of, well, is this really going to sell? What was going through your mind at the time?
To be honest, the way I kind of viewed it was, this is stuff that I'd wear, so I want to make it. And if other people don't like it, then that's fine, but I'm not going to change what I want to do to fit other people. So, you know, if 1 in 10 people are part of the community, and in recent studies, 3 in 10 people are part of the community, that's a lot of people. So even if it is slightly more niche, you know, it's not actually as niche as I think what it would have been like 50 years ago. I think, and you don't even have to be part of the community. Like, I think a lot of girls now, you know, like wearing baggier t-shirts. Like, I don't feel like there's that thing where you have to conform and wear everything skin tight if you're a woman, sort of thing. So, yeah, we wanted to try and appeal to just a wider range of people, really.
And how have sales been going for you?
Really well, surprisingly well. We started in March. Yeah, I mean, we've nearly sold out of absolutely everything that we bought. We to scale it down, we used to get 6 items per collection. we've done 2 collections, and we're now just about to release our 3rd collection, and it's got 15 items.
Fabulous.
It's going well enough that we've managed to get 15 items.
Nice. Good.
So we're really excited for that. We can't wait to it.
Yeah. And now I've kept up with you on Instagram and things like that, and you do a lot of posting. You also kind of model the clothing yourself. Is that just out of necessity that you don't have kind of a go-to model, or is that just kind of showing off your own aesthetic and your own niche?
So I'm a paid model on Instagram anyway, and I kind of like, well, I get paid to do this for other people, so I might as well do it for my own brand. But we do have a few models lined up to come and help with the next collection, because I don't want to be the only person doing it, but I'm kind of like, in a non-big headed way, I'm kind of the face of the company, because, you know, it exists because I made it exist. So I'm happy to do a lot of it, but I want more people to make it look inclusive. Like, I don't want it to just be one white girl. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I say that I'm inclusive, and then that's all I've got, so that's not inclusive. So yeah, I want to have a big variation of people.
Right. So I actually didn't know that you were a model. Now you said that you're an Instagram model. Is that kind of different than a runway model or a magazine model, or is that just kind of how everything is going?
It's different in the fact that I'm 5'2" and I'm covered in tattoos, so I'm never going to be on a runway. But it's just because I've got quite a big following. So I've got like 179,000 followers on Instagram. So I think, you know, brands will then pay me to, you know, advertise their clothing, because obviously it's a lot of advertisement for them.
Right.
So that's another reason why I want to start my own brand, because I was like, well, I'm doing it for everybody else.
And now, I don't know about you, but I've got reached out to a couple times on Instagram from places that say, oh, we want to partner with you, da-da-da-da-da. And then I'll go and buy the product. You basically have to buy in. But then a few times I've gotten took, basically. Was that kind of your experience in the beginning, or has this just kind of grown from there?
I had that once.
Once, okay.
I had that once right at the beginning. But, you know, I've got a manager now that helps me with all these kind of things. So if people want to collaborate with me, usually it will go through my emails, which my manager will pick up. And if people, you know, if they want to do like a paid collaboration with me, then I won't take any money or anything until the product's been sent to me, but I won't pay for the product. So once I've received the product, then I'll go and take whatever relevant images I have to get everything prepared. And then in exchange of money, I'll send the photos straight away. So it's kind of like that. So then they know that they're not going to get screwed over, but I know I'm not going to get screwed over too. So that's how I tend to make it work now, because I've been screwed over once and I won't let it happen again.
Well, that's great that you've only been screwed over once. I've been screwed over probably about 4 times, and you think I'd learn by now, but
easily done.
Yes, but at least, you know, I'm not out thousands of dollars. I'm just out $30. So
yeah, there you go.
Not the end of the world. So you said that you had a manager. Did that come about because your following grew exponentially, or did you have a manager before all of this?
No, it's just because my following really grew and I didn't really know what I was doing, so it just kind of helped me kind of assess what I should do and what I shouldn't do, because I say no to more than I say yes to.
Well, I'm glad you said yes to this.
Yeah. Well, it's a different kind of thing. I thought it'd be interesting, and it is interesting. It's different. I don't. This is my first ever podcast.
All right, fabulous. It's a first for both of us then. Excellent.
Perfect.
Let's jump back into Moon Boi Designs. Let's talk about the name for a little bit. Where did it come from? Where did you pull it from? What was your inspiration?
So the moon part comes from the fact that when I got my blackout moon tattoo on my hand, that's when my following went crazy, and that's what got me into all the Instagram stuff. So the moon came from that, and then boy, because I've always been called a boy my whole life because of the way that I look. But BOI is obviously androgynous, so it's kind of just a play on that. So Moon Boi is me, basically. Like, I am Moon Boi. That was the whole point.
I really gravitate towards the name. I really like it. It's unique. It kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit, so I really like it. So now, how many collections do you have in the Moon Boi fashion world?
Only 2 so far.
2, okay.
Only 2. But quite new. Like I said, we only started in March. but we're about to release our third, but it's a lot bigger than anything we've ever done.
Excellent. So you've only been doing this since March, so you're still very new in kind of the whole fashion world of things. And it sounds like both those have sold out. Now, if somebody's interested in what you have coming out or to get a hold of a product, how can they do that?
So check us out on Instagram, which is Moon Boi Designs, or you can head over to our website, which is moonboi.co.uk. That's where we have everything. Our first 2 collections won't be restocked, so everything that we have in stock now, once it's gone forever. We might do some restocks of some things coming up, but we wanted the first couple of collections to be like really exclusive, so whoever followed us from the beginning, you know that you're going to have something that a very limited number of people have, because we just, like, I don't know, I quite like it if I've got something that I know not a lot of other people have. Right. So we just wanted to make it exclusive for the first people that got it. But with all of our designs, we're never going to have something that's up for like 5 years, like some brands do. We want to keep it new and fresh so that, you know, if you see something, get it before it's gone, basically. I quite like that idea.
Right. And I don't know about you, but I shop vintage items and thrift store items all the time. That's kind of what I have in my collection. And it's really nice to have something that you know not a lot of people have, or maybe no one has. So that's really cool that you're also hitting off that niche market as well. That's absolutely fabulous. Can you tell me a little bit about your new designs that are coming up?
Yeah, okay, so we've got quite a few more embroidered items.
Okay.
We've got our first ever sweatshirt that's coming out. We've only got a hoodie at the moment. We've also got our first ever long sleeve t-shirt coming out. We've kind of gone back we've looked at what people liked most about our first couple of collections to see what sold out first. And we've very much done it dependent on what people have said. Like we've done things based upon feedback. Okay. So when because we get some people asking, is this going to come back? Is this going to come back? The answer is no, but it doesn't mean that it hasn't been revamped, changed, tweaked, and made into something new. So we've just really tried to listen to what people have said and made a collection that is very much just very Moon Boi. Like, it is probably the collection that would describe the brand the best so far.
And the ones that I've seen, you know, are more kind of words and logos and things like that. Are you going to get into more kind of the artsy side of things? Maybe like a drawing or anything like that?
Yeah, so all of the like logos and things like that I've drawn anyway. But I don't want to do too much in the way of just like selling like prints and stuff like that. Like I'd rather just like it be on the clothes. Like I quite like some art on a t-shirt, but I also like simplistic clothing as well. So we're trying to find like where exactly we want to be in that, because I think sometimes it's nice to wear something plainer with a logo, whereas sometimes I want something a bit more loud. So it's just trying to find where exactly we want to be, basically.
Fabulous, Holly. So what else is going on in Holly's world across the pond in the south of England besides Moon Boi and modeling?
I also cut hair.
Oh, you do?
I do that part-time. Yeah, that's my part-time job. So I only do it part-time now because I do everything else that I'm doing. But that's something that I'm hoping to finish relatively soon. I'm getting a new car tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. Like, I don't know. I think I just live quite a normal life. Like, I've got a wife, we've got a son. Yeah, I'm just trying to make something of my business so I don't have to cut hair anymore.
Oh, there you go. Fabulous. So you are actually a working artist then?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about that? Just because in the past I've interviewed people who are either, you know, completely doing art or completely like working in art is kind of like a hobby, but you seem to have the duality of both of them. Is it ever difficult to toggle the two, living kind of in reality and then having this hobby and this fashion design going on?
It's really hard because I've got shoots planned for other brands that I have to go and shoot for, and that can be hours away. And then I've also got Moon Boi. One of the things that's sold on Moon Boi is a tattoo aftercare line, which is going to soon be branched into its own other brand. So we've got my hairdressing, Moon Boi, the influencing that I do, and the tattoo stuff. So I basically run 4 businesses and have a kid. So it's a lot to juggle. It's always a lot to juggle, but it's just trying to go, just go full steam ahead. Don't look back and just go for it. Because I'm hoping in 10 years' time, when I look back, I'll be like, I'm so glad I did that.
Yes, you got to go for your dream and chase it down and see how far it'll take you. So, Holly, that's absolutely fabulous and so inspiring to hear that you're going for it and not looking back, not looking at maybe the hiccups and the mistakes that are going on, if there are any. It doesn't sound like there are any, so...
There's always going to be.
Fabulous, Holly. So, now, you do hair part-time now. What got you into the hairdressing business?
I just always wanted to do something creative. At first, I used to want to work in art galleries because I studied history and art in college, but I just found it was so pretentious. I didn't enjoy it, so I just wanted to do something creative that was hands-on, and I thought, screw it, I'm going to cut hair. So I did. Yeah, I've done it for like 10 years.
All right, excellent. And I do enjoy your haircut, by the way. Did you do that yourself?
Thank you. Yes. I'm very, very, very fussy.
Holly, let's talk a little bit more about your aesthetic, if we may. Now, you've got tattoos all the way up from your, all the way on your chin, all the way down. Was that just something that you wanted to do to kind of set yourself apart, or just a part of who you are?
I think it's just part of who I am. Like, I don't think I'd do it for any reason other than it just makes me feel more comfortable in my skin. Like, I don't particularly actually, I know you'd look at me and think I like being different, but I wouldn't actually say I do. Like, I don't really like it when people stare at me. I find it quite awkward. In person, I'm quite an introvert, so I do find it quite embarrassing. But like, it's like I love being in tattoo conventions because no one bats an eyelid at me because I'm the same as everybody else. So I definitely don't think I'd do it for that aesthetic. It's more the fact that it's just like it's like an extra barrier, isn't it? Like an extra level of comfort. Like, you're never looking at me, you're looking at my tattoos. I don't know, there's safety in it, I guess.
Yep, and I can attest to that too. I've got 2 sleeves, and my calves are done, and my feet are done, my back's done. I totally understand. I totally get it. Holly, I can't say this enough. You're just too cool for school. So, Holly, you've got
too old for school.
Yeah, there you go. You've got another design on Moon Boi coming out. You got some modeling coming up. Got a family life going on. You're cutting hair part-time. What else is in the works for Holly? Where do you want to be in 10 years?
In 10 years, I want to have paid off my mortgage, and I want to have like my own big unit for Moon Boi Designs, have a headquarters, and just have everyone in my life, just make sure that everyone's got a nice, easy life, don't have to really worry about anything. Make sure I can pay for a deposit for my little one's house. Make sure that, you know, if my wife doesn't want to work, she doesn't have to work. Yeah. I just want to be able to make everybody comfortable.
That's a fabulous thing to hear. And speaking of mortgages, I just bought into one, so I'm with you there.
Yeah, right. It's horrible.
Holly, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and out of your busy schedule, it sounds like, to talk with me in the wider world about Moon Boi Designs, about your art, and about you as a person. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. It's been a really good experience. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, of course. And we'll keep in touch, and this will not be our last interview.
Perfect. I look forward to it.
All right, excellent. Holly of Moon Boi Designs, owner, creator, and entrepreneur. Holly is also a model as well on Instagram. You can find her on Instagram at Moon Boi Designs. Have a wonderful afternoon.
You too. Take care.